So you don't have any friends. Let's talk about it. First of all, let's start with your definition of friendship. What is friendship to you? Because that will determine whether or not you do actually have friends or not. You could be being dramatic. You could be in a moment of loneliness where you feel like, oh, I don't have any friends. We've all been there, where we do have one or two maybe supporters or people that we can check in with on a weekly, monthly, daily basis, but maybe we don't see them as friends or the friends that we want. So what is a friend to you? Have you even thought about what a friend is to you? What does a friend look like to you? Do you want someone who looks like you? Do you want someone who doesn't look like you? What do you want? And underneath your definition of a friend, then you'll find your expectations. What you expect of said friend in your life, and how they will cater to you and your love language, or love languages. Sorry, I should correct myself. But do you really not have any friends? Is your mom your friend? Come on, let's not discredit the people who are actually around us. If you actually have no one, you must live in an isolated land or be in prison, because I don't believe you have no one in your corner, because you have yourself. And even if you don't have X amount of friends, you have a friend in yourself, and you have a friend right here, period. If you're watching this, oh, we love airplanes. If you're watching this, we're already kind of like homies. We're going to call that organic, an organic sound effect, because we like to let it flow. And now there is a couple coming with the conversation, but we're just going to talk a little louder. So, I don't know. But, so we got a definition of friends. You wrote down our expectations. Do you expect your friends to hit you up every day, bi-weekly? Do you FaceTime your friend? Do you want in-person friends versus virtual friends? Are you using social media to find your friends? Like, what's really good? You got to talk about it, because that will determine the quality of friendship that you attract based off of like what you truly want. Because if you just want friends to hang out with, I've seen plenty of TikToks, and I saw one the other day. Someone commented under this girl's post of, you know, her and her friends or acquaintances, because there's that too. If your definition of friendship falls under acquaintance, maybe that's what you want. Because acquaintance to me is someone, you know, I can hang out with and like we have a good time, and it's pretty shallow, whereas like friend is a little deeper, requires a little bit more, I would say, in my definition. But they commented under her TikTok, and they were like, oh my God, I wish I had this many friends. Like, how did you find friends? Oh my gosh. I see a lot of those. And I have definitely been one of those comments quite a few times, wondering like, oh my gosh, like, where did you get these friends? How do you attract these friends? And a lot of it came from not just questioning the how, but like the why, questioning myself as if I was like a bad person and that's why I don't have friends. So if you're questioning yourself, we need to dead that. Just, if I had scissors, it would be cut it, ooh, cut it, yeah. Cut that out, because who said it's you? I mean, you are the reason for like why your circumstances in life, but just because you don't have friends right now, that doesn't mean that's your final form, that you're like never gonna have friends. You want friends, and you clicked on this video because you want friends. The desire is there. You just got to match it with a little action. You got the intention, match it with a little action, and boom, you're going to have friends, even if it's one friend. And for those people who have comfort animals, who have a cat and a dog, y'all already got friends. Don't even play with me. You already have a friend. Like, I know it's not a human, or they're not a human, but like, you already have a friend. But for those who don't, I hope you have a stuffed animal or two. And back to the point. The point is to say that you have the desire there. I tell my friends to like write out what you want, and I tell them that, and it's really me talking to myself. Write out what you want, and until you really decide to go for what you want, you might, you know, attract a few friends here and there. But if you're looking for friends with the capital F being foundation, like you want a friendship that has foundation, you gotta go for what you want. If you want a friend who is in the same career field as you, and all you have are friends who are, doing X, Y, and Z, but they're not relative to what you want, then you have friends, but like they may not be filling you in the ways that you want to be filled, because you want to talk about your career and you want to talk about your goals and ambitions, and you feel like they don't understand that. Maybe you want a friend who does, and that's okay. And also remembering that not every friend is going to fill you in the same way that another friend is, because then that's how you start comparing friends when you do have more than one friend. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's important to prioritize the type of friendship and the type of friend that you want, whether you want female companions, male companions. What do you really want at the end of it? Because you're asking, but what are you really asking for? Because some people have friends, and then you watch these TikToks or these videos about like how their friends left them hanging, or how their friends did this, and they're so baffled, because like, were they really the friends that they wanted? It's cool to have people around, but like, what's the point in having them around if you guys are really not on the same wavelength? Because then it's like you're out with strangers. You want friends who you can trust. For the most part, I feel like that's what people want in friendships, is like, you want people that like you feel like will have your back. But if you're not really being like intentional about who you're spending your time with and how you're spending your time with them, like, you could have a bunch of friends that are just a bunch of haters. What do you really want? Are you a person who would rather be like alone in good company, in your own company, or surrounded just to like feel a sense of, I have this? Because at the end of the day, how you feel internally is what really matters. So let's say you have, the friends, and it looks so cool from, bird's eye, from social media. You and your friends are always hanging out every weekend, going out, but nobody is you. It looks cool until it's you, and you have to actually learn how to communicate with the 4 or 5 friends that you have, and one friend's going through a breakup, and this one friend is moving for a job, and there's a lot. We all want to have friends like, Issa and Insecure, like the ride or die, funny, bougie. Like, we all want to have that girl group. But what Insecure talks about is how long it took them to get there. Like, we see their friendship after they've established the foundation, that capital F, but like, it's taken years. Like, the storyline talks about how they, through college and this and that, they've been through their ups and downs, and that's why they are so tight. But just having friends, just getting friends overnight or so quickly, like, it seems easy, but is it sustainable? When you're looking for friends, is the S in friends for sustainability? What is it for? You just want some people to hang with? Okay, go to your local bar. Go, you know what I mean? Go to those places where people are going to be. Go to the clubs. You will find some friends who will be like, ooh, and gas you up and say you're so cute. But are you going out to the clubs and the bars to meet the people who go to the museums, rather than going to the museums in the daytime and seeing if you actually might attract or engage with somebody who you want to? If you want a friend who likes to take photos, go to the museum. Or a friend who likes live theater, go to a show. Go to a show. And during the intermission, go to the bathroom, compliment someone. You gotta like take these little steps. And in the meantime, while you're doing those little actions, start to look and be like, what type of person am I? Who would want to hang out with me? Like, and not to like judge yourself or in any weird ways, but to sit down and admire the qualities that you have, that you're bringing to the table, because you're asking someone else to bring X, Y, and Z to the table. What are you bringing to the table? To appreciate yourself, and so you know that when you walk into another friendship or your first friendship, you are confident in, yes, these are my love languages. I am a person who, is so great about like gassing you up, words of affirmation. Like, if that's your love language, like, I got you. You know what I mean? Like, look at your strengths and really sit with those, to appreciate yourself in your solitude, so that when people do come around, you still feel that same wholeness in self that you do when you're around other people. And the more you start to build yourself up and make yourself more whole and appreciating the good and the bad and the ugly, the people around you, you're going to attract people who are more whole as well. If you're just constantly seeking and just like, oh, I want friends, I want friends, I want friends, to fill the void or the lack or whatever you feel like you're trying to distract yourself from, you might find friends who do the same, who just want to get drinks, who just want to do this and just want to party and this, that, and the third, but never want to have like a conversation past boys or past their job. They only want to talk about their job and how terrible it is, or only want to complain. Like, you have to set yourself up for what you want to see, what you expect to see. If you want friends, like I said, if you want friends who do this, that, and the third, are you doing this, that, and the third? How do you expect to find them if you're not doing that? Do you expect to keep commenting under people's videos and being like, why don't I have friends? Or do you expect to like go outside and see what happens? Because you never know. But are you setting yourself up to win, to succeed, to get friends? What are you doing, babe? Like, if you don't know what you want and you're not acting on what you want, you're going to keep comparing and judging yourself to other people who have friends, and you don't know what their situations are like. So there is really no need for you to sit and be like, oh my God, because you don't know what type of drama it comes with their friends, or how long it's taken for them to solidify these friends that you now see. You just never know. So, do you really not have any friends? Let's talk about it. Until the next entry.